Good morning and welcome to Dominion Sport right here on Dominion Television. Super excited to be on the show this wonderful morning. We have been buzzing, excited to talk sport right here. The group stage of 2026 is finally over. We have 210 goals, 72 matches played in the group stage, and we have come to an end. We're heading straight to the game where men's are now separated from boys, and we're super excited to get the first game on the way over the weekend on Sunday, where South Africa have now been eliminated from the competition, and Canada, the host nation, are through to the round of 16. More exciting fixtures to look forward to when it comes to the round of 32 games today. We'll be talking about that on the show. Also, we have more exciting stories making the MPFL rounds, this transfer buzzing, and we're super excited to deliver all of that to you right here on the go. Not leaving out the world of tennis from the Wimbledon. We have so much action, and also Formula One happened over the weekend, and not forgetting the world of transfer from the major leagues across the world. The Premier League, we're talking the Italian Serie A, we're talking the French Ligue 1, we're talking the Spanish La Liga, and we're talking the Serie A. All this and more right here on the show. I am Paul Abetoluwanimi. I permit you to welcome you to Dominion Sports right here on Dominion Television, your channel of choice. I'm not alone in the studio this wonderful morning. I have Sanurdin Alimi joining me to talk sport right here to go, and he's super excited, super buzzing, and I'm wondering why he's super excited. And I asked him a question. He said South Africa are back home. Sanurdin, top of the morning to you.
Good morning to Alimi. Good morning to our viewers. It's nice to be back again. I'm so happy, not to the delight of the South Africans, but they gave a deadline to foreigners in their country, and they need all hands on deck to activate that. Even though it's not what we want, we don't want politics and sport, and we don't want violence in any part of the world. So they are back. They will be on their flight back to South Africa now. So sad for them. They should be. Well, a good one for Canada. That late goal qualified them for the round of 16, and that's the first team to book their spot in the round of 16. So exciting, and it was round 8 in Formula One over the weekend. The Austrian Grand Prix delivered thrills and blazes, and it was all fun on the racetrack. Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen showed what champions do. It was exciting between both players, and it was nice to see. And within there in England, Serena Williams is going to be back. We have exciting matches to look forward to today, and we have a lot to dissect. Transfer is buzzing right from the local scene to the international scene, and it's just exciting to be back again. And let's do this one more time.
Beautiful. All right. They say the weekends are for reactions. Monday, definitely for all of the actions packed up for you right here on Dominion Television. Let's move straight into action, and let's talk about what's happening from the local league. And it looks like we have an investor coming straight to Kano Pillars, but it's still on the news. Still making the round. Abdul Salam, Abdul Samad. I'm sorry, I'm talking about the African's third richest man, sent a $1.1 million offer to acquire 70% stake in Kano Pillars FC from Kano State government. This moves align with the MPFL push for club privatization of 50 to 75%. If approved, Kano Pillars could become partially privately owned. That's the update we got this morning, and it looks like we are getting what we have been clamoring for over the years. How do you see this move, Sanurdin Alimi, coming through from the third richest man in Africa?
It's very exciting to see, and when the news broke out, I was just excited. This is what we have been clamoring for, and this is going to encourage other investors in the league, in the country or in and around Africa, to look into the MPFL and say, okay, this is something lucrative. Now we have a very huge cash prize to work towards, and that's one of the motivations that would bring investors. But still, question marks about how they are going to achieve the disbursement of the fund at the end of the day. But that's another thing to be left out. But for Kano Pillars, is a very good one. They're a traditional side, and coming from one of the indigenes of that city or that state, trying to push and push the club back to their glory days. Because I remember at the time they forfeited the MPFL. That's to show you how strong and how traditional and exciting Kano Pillars are on the MPFL scene. So it's exciting times. I hope this deal goes through at the end of the day, because it's a very huge boost. And imagine how much it's going to bring into the club and the league in general. It's going to sit other club owners up and other investors up and say, oh, this credible man is trying to get into the business of MPFL, and it's something exciting that definitely has to be there, and we also want to be a part of it. So it's exciting, and I hope the league don't frustrate his investment into progressing the league in general. So it's
Oh.
exciting news, and
Right.
I'm just looking forward to what's going to happen and when the deal is going to come through at the end of the day. And let's see the areas of infrastructures and player development that this man is going to input into the club in the long run.
All right, I want to ask you, if this deal pulls through, how do you think it's going to be a massive pull for MPFL, for Kano Pillars and other, private owners who are looking to invest in the MPFL?
First off, it's going to improve the image of the league. That's to show you there's credibility somewhere. Someone as huge as that is trying to put that huge amount of money into the club. And now for the face of the league, they need to save themselves a lot of embarrassment, because now the eyes of a lot of people are in this league, and definitely you need to deliver the best of your abilities. So that's one area I think is going to help the league. And for Kano Pillars in general, their infrastructure I know is definitely going to improve. Player welfare is going to improve. And with the new packages and incentives that the NSC and NFF are planning for players in the league, definitely finances in that club is going to take a very huge boost. But aside from that, they need to work on the management of those funds and other things that are related to it. Because in times past, we've had huge investments in clubs, and at the end of the day, you don't hear anything positive out of it. So right now, huge money is coming to the club. What are the key areas you need to improve? Last season, Kano Pillars were underwhelming.
They
Almost
almost got relegated.
Yeah. But at the end of the day,
violence,
fan
all of
violence,
that,
and also a lot of things needs to go through. Infrastructure, like I mentioned, is very important. Player welfare, the technical crew who is going to lead the team out, and how they're going to handle their businesses, both on the when they are traveling and when they are at home, and return Kano Pillars to their glory days. So for everybody that is involved, the MPFL, Kano Pillars, the players, and the board and Kano State government in general, is a very good one, and I hope this partnership bears positive fruits.
All right, we'll be looking forward to that deal, and we'll be breaking that story right here for you. If finally we have the richest man picking up your stake, 70% stake in Kano Pillars. All right, let's move away from that. Still giving you update on the local fraud this wonderful morning, and this is coming through from Sporting Lagos. Inter Lagos, Doma United and Ranchers Bees have officially been admitted into the MPFL ahead of the 2026-2027 season. Sanuruddin, they had that over the weekend, and finally they've now been admitted into the MPFL.
Yes, they confirmed their return back to the top flight competition late last season, and with their participation at the Super 4 at the end of the season. But now it's confirmed they are back in.
So I want to ask, so there's a place where you can pick up qualification from the Super 4 and all of that, where you get promotions and that. Then there's another stage where we need to check this record, your finances, your player strength, what do you have, before all of this can fully be admitted. So I want to ask you, if anything goes wrong in this admission process, because it looks like a school process that a date of return back and another club comes in, or what happens within that phase?
The MPFL is a very funny league, and at the end of the day, don't be surprised. Some of these teams are not ready for the criteria the MPFL board are going to give to them. Like Doma United still conducting screenings and all for them, and you wonder how clubs pass those stages when you are going through screening, and when the league starts, we have question marks about what is going on in finances, what is going on with the player welfare and all. But with the state of the MPFL, if they don't meet up with the criteria, I think their slot is going to be passed on to the next club. Last time out, Fun Califat tried to dodge it when they couldn't meet up, but MPFL insisted on them participating in the league, and we saw what happened during the season, half season and all, them withdrawing out of the league, them reinstating themselves back into the league and all. But I hope that we don't get a repeat of that. Every club has been given ample time to prepare for these things. You have a time frame for preparing your players, but I don't see a reason why you haven't qualified for the top flight league. You won't meet up with the conditions of performing or playing in the league where you play so hard for to qualify for. So if they don't make it, the NFF or the NSC will come up with a different guideline, maybe pass on the slots to a willing competitor who is willing to pay for that slot for them to go back to the NNL, or they allow them play in the league, and we have the problems that always occur during the MPFC, which we don't want this time around. So the story is still developing. They've admitted them, they've passed through the first stage, like you said. Now to the finances, to the player welfare and all, and how they're going to prosecute the season. That's what we're waiting for the verdict from them.
All right, it's big congratulations to Doma United, Sporting Lagos, Inter Lagos, and Ranchers Bees for getting the admission into the league for next season. Let's move away from that. I'll give you more updates right here on Dominion Sport, but let me inform you that you are connected to Dominion Television, your channel of choice, where you can enjoy our premium entertainment right here on the go. But just one thing you need to do is just to hit the subscribe button, follow us, share, and like on all social media platforms where you can enjoy premium content. All right, back to stories making the round from the local front this morning. It's coming through from Rivers United. They are the one getting the deals done, and Shooting Stars also doing battles to get key players for next season. And let me inform you that Rivers United have signed Kun Khalifa captain Chikam Sow, Amar Fuller. They call him Casemiro, signed for Rivers United. The solid defensive midfielder, who is equally the younger brother to the club owner, had an impressive stint in the second half of the season where he provided a crucial help in the Imo State side to avoid relegation. He would be looking to continue his development with Rivers State-based giant in the MPFL for next season. It looks like blood is no longer thicker than water. I must chase the bag is what they say.
This is business. When you get the right financial package, I think you have to let go. And for Kun Khalifat, we know the trouble they had. For Chikam, so we know the trouble they had in the MPFL last season. Finances was such a problem, and for both sides, both the player, the club, and Rivers United, they're getting a very good deal out of it. Rivers United have a player who is going to fit perfectly in their midfield, bolster the strength of the squad for competing in the next season of the MPFL, and at large the Confederations Cup ticket they picked up during the season. So it's exciting to see a player move on from having a great second half of the season to a side that is going to accommodate him. And for the Imo State-based side, they've gotten the money off their player, and at the end of the day, Yoruba will say siblings are out of the way. He has to play his trade elsewhere, and that's going to fit his financial responsibilities. It's going to help him progress in his career, and that's exciting for me to see. And I hope Rivers United utilize him as much as possible, and let's see what happens between them and the club. All
right, we're still doing the world of transfer and still in Kun Khalifa's camp, and I'm wondering, they are part of the league for next season, but they're letting their key players go to other rival club. Kun Khalifa, Uche Chukwu Onoa is set to join Champions Rangers International ahead of the 2027 season, done and dusted.
Yes, that's a very great honor as well. That's to show you one of the teams that played in the later stages of last season was Kun Khalifat, and these players that are being picked up from the side are one of the key players that help them retain their MPFL status at the end of the day. And for clubs like Rivers United, Rangers International, Shooting Stars, these are players that they think they can add to their squad and to bolster the strength of their squad. And luckily for them, on the market, the Imo State side have financial problems, and you have to tap into that. Pick one or two players that are willing to upgrade to bigger clubs. The next season might not be favorable as the last season in the MPFL for them. So rather than falling down the pecking order again, move on to greater things, and it's just time. And I trust Kun Khalifat to recruit one or two players to replace these players that they are missing. They know they are not on the strength of Rivers United, Rangers International at the moment. So when you get money to add to your squad, you can develop another player who is going to catch the eye of other teams, and as well even play better and
make more money.
Of those players. So it's just the transfer business. It's exciting right now. If you are not a big shark, you're going to be eaten, and that's what is happening. Big clubs will poach your players. It's how you replace them and how you maintain the strength of your squad going into the next football season that matters the most.
All right. When you talk about what matters the most is Shooting Stars, are getting hold of key quality players, and this one is coming through from the camp of Bayelsa United, as former Bayelsa United utility defender Issa Yusuf has completed a move to Shooting Stars. The 20-year-old defender made his MPFL debut last season, producing impressive performance and earning himself a move away from relegated Bayelsa United.
Yes, one of the positions Shooting Stars need to improve on has been the defense. We spoke about it through the whole of last season, and for a player like Issa Mohammed, he's very versatile. you can utilize him in different positions, both in the midfield and the defense. So for Shooting Stars, a very key addition to the side. And for Bayelsa United, it was unable to help them retain their MPFL status. And players like that have to show their talent at the best positions possible. So now he's gotten a move to a bigger side. He's going to be playing with Shooting Stars, who will be looking to challenge for the title next season and also play on the continent as well. So it's an addition to the squad. Great move for him, and let's see what happens between them and how the coach and the technical crew integrate him into the side of Shooting Stars coming next season.
All right, that's the update coming through from the world of transfer, making the rounds from the local story this wonderful morning. We'll be giving you more update from the local front definitely once we get the transfer update buzzing, because it's all exciting right now when it comes to the MPFL. Deals are being signed, investors are coming in, transfers here and there, players are making the moves, and we are getting the deal done. That's the most important thing. Knowing the contract and knowing the salary, knowing the structure is how far we can go when it comes to improving the MPFL for next season. And I'm sure you watching right now are super excited for all of this and more to come right here on the go. Just make sure you're always connected to Dominion Television. Let's move away from that and let's give our stories making the round in the World Cup. Just like I said, the group stage is over. 210 goals scored in the group stage of the FIFA 2026 World Cup happening in Mexico, USA and Canada, and 72 matches are played. How excited are you? Because we're on the stage, just like I said, where men are now separated from boys. But before that, let's take a dive straight to African teams that made it through to the round of 32. It never happened before. This is a great feat for African teams, and it shows that we are doing something right when it comes to African football. I have Sanuruddin still here with me. We're going to be discussing that, but let's check out the teams who made it through to the big stage of the round of 32. We have South Africa. They are out. They were out yesterday. They played against Canada. We have Netherlands against Morocco, Cote d'Ivoire against Norway. We have England against DR Congo. We have Belgium against Senegal. We have Switzerland against Algeria. We have Australia against Egypt. We have Argentina against Cabo Verde, and we have Colombia against Ghana. Now, over the weekend when I was watching all of these highlights and clips and all of that, I bumped into a video from Riyad Mahrez. They were asking him some few questions about African football, and he had to ask them how many African teams made it to the round of 32. They mentioned the numbers for him, 9, and he was surprised, and he said that means something right is happening in African football. So Nuruddin, we know we have South Africa out already, but how interesting are we getting to enjoy African football on the big stage? Now, earlier before we went live on the show, we're having some discussions with the crew, and I remember where Senegal took us to the very first time. We got to the quarterfinal far back as the 90s, and now Morocco had to do it on the big stage where the world is watching good football. They did that against Portugal, got to the semi-final of Qatar 2022. Sanuruddin Alimi won the big stage where we have 9 teams. When you look at it again, you look at some teams who have never been on the big stage of the competition before. You look at some teams who have never made it out of the group stage before, but yet they're doing great feats, they're doing great things, and we're producing talent. We are seeing more opportunities for youngsters in Africa, and you can go back and forth to look at some great teams like France, like the Netherlands, like Germany, and you'll find an African player in that ranks in that system. I just want to ask you, are we doing something right, and how far can we go in this competition, and how far can we go in the next decade of the FIFA World Cup?
It's exciting times for African football, and like you mentioned, out of 10 teams that qualified, just one couldn't make it to the round of 32. Yes, the new rules and the inclusions of teams into the World Cup made it easy for some teams to qualify at the end of the day. Senegal had 3 points, they qualified as best losers. Most of them qualified as best losers at the end of the day, but still shows something worked right in their favor. They were not the only teams that played in the competition. Yeah. A lot of other strong teams are out of the competition, and that's to show you definitely.
In Asia, just 2 teams made
it through with how technical and how gifted their players are. That's to show you something is definitely going on in African football. And I think one of the things that contributed to that is the advent of foreign-based players coming back to play in their national teams. Switching of nationalities has definitely helped improve the quality of players we have in our ranks. You looked at the likes of DR Congo 2-3 years ago, the likes of Wan-Bissaka, Tuanzebe, Yohan Wissa were not part of the setup for the team, but on the long run, they had to bring one or two or three of those players back to the team. improve the quality of the side. And for if you check the transfer market in Europe right now, a lot of exciting youngsters are making rounds who are from African descent.
Yeah.
Diomande is on the lips of PSG and Liverpool, and that's definitely players are springing out of our local leagues. And
Saibari has moved to
has moved to Bayern Munich. We saw what
Wadi, the young man,
definitely I know he's
it's
going to get a move out of there. Achraf Hakimi, the current FIFA CAF Player of the Year. That's to show you something is right. And those players are not just fringe players for their club sides; they are very important as well. And like you mentioned, in the host of these European teams, you saw how many Africans the Canadian side paraded yesterday. The Qatari side have African players, players of African descent in their side. Germany, in England, everywhere you look, there is an African player or a player of African descent representing the national team. That's to show you we are everywhere and we are definitely coming. And to answer your question, I feel the win or the lifting of the World Cup from an African country is getting closer. Like you mentioned, last time out, Morocco got to the semi-final, and that's to show you is an effort or is a result of what they've put into their football over the years. Definitely, you can argue that they are the best developed nation in terms of sport infrastructure in Africa at the moment. Right. South Africa are way behind. Even other Northern African countries are not on the level of the Moroccan sport infrastructure. Definitely, they are going to bear the fruit of what they've put into their sport to improve their play. And for other teams, they are getting help from players switching nationalities back to them and saying, we want to represent our motherland, we want to represent a country I have ties to. So definitely moving forward, the quality of football is going to improve, and we need more coaches that understand the game on the big ground, because it takes putting players together and getting the right technical setup for them to win games. And now is the knockout, anything can happen. Egypt are still there, Mohamed Salah is still leading the charge there, Senegal are still there, Mane is still there with them. Riyad Mahrez took Algeria single-handedly onto the next round of the competition. They are still also in the competition, and a host of other exciting sides. Cape Verde shocked everyone. The performance against Spain, the second game, they did very well as well. And for South Africa, it was sad but enjoyable to see them go home. They did one or two things in the group stages as well. We didn't expect them to win the game against South Korea, and they got the win at the end of the day. But Canada was so strong for them over the night. That's out of the way. But Morocco are still there, Senegal are still there, Egypt are still there, Algeria are still there, Cabo Verde, and about 3 other teams representing. Ghana is still playing against Colombia. We know they are facing tough tests, but football and it's knockout. It's knockout competition. Anything can happen. Ghana succeeded in destabilizing all the opponents up until this stage of the competition. They got the win in their first game, 1-0 victory, but last 2 games of the competition, they showed what they can do and disrupted the opponent's flow against Ghana, against England and Croatia. So right now is knockout. Anything can happen, and it's just football. Don't be shocked if 4 or 5 of those 9 teams qualify into the next round of the competition. So it's just exciting times for African football, and I hope to see more fruitful things happen in the world of football for African teams. All
right, before we move on to discuss what happened yesterday and the game to look forward to, let's just talk about how many teams do you think can come out of the round of 32 of the knockout phase for African teams who have made it through. We know South Africa are out, so we have 8 left. How many teams do you think can make it through out of this phase?
I think I'm going to limit my expectations. I'm not expecting much from them. I think 3 of them should make it through to the next round of the competition. 3 teams, and I'm not sure who those 3 teams are at the moment, but I think out of possible 8 left in the competition, I think 3 should make it to the next round of the competition, because Cape Verde are facing a tough opponent.
Argentina.
Senegal are facing a tough opponent as well, and Morocco are also facing a tough opponents in Netherlands. Netherlands have, like I mentioned last week, we've not lost in 90 minutes in the World Cup since the 2006 edition of the World Cup. That's 20 years ago. So it's going to be very tough. When they get to extra times and penalties, they're very tough side to play. So for all of them, they are facing 10 tests in getting a qualification to the next round. But I think at least 3 of them should move on to the next round of the competition.
So if you have to pick 3 just on your screen right now, who are you picking?
I'll pick Egypt.
Yeah, Egypt. Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks like they have that game. They can balance it properly.
Yes, Egypt, Cote d'Ivoire. They have a chance against Norway. Norway are new siders in the competition. So and they need Alan to get into the game.
Don't respect them.
Don't respect them. Just come out, play your football, and they're exciting as well. Ahmad, Diomande. they have exciting players in there.
Yeah, you can pick them.
Their captain,
Yeah.
Kessie,
yeah.
very exciting players in their side as well. And we saw what they play against
Pepe,
Germany.
you saw what Pepe did.
Nicolas Pepe is there.
Yeah.
Simon Adrigo on his good day is going to deliver a very good performance for you. So it's exciting, and it looks like that is balanced as well.
Okay, one more.
One more. I think. I'll think of that. Algeria also have it good against Switzerland, but Switzerland are also a very tough side when it comes to the World Cup. Their experience, their dark horses, Xhaka is leading the charge for them as what you expect from a captain. So I think those three sides for me at the moment. And luckily for me, surprisingly for me, I think Ghana have also a chance against Colombia.
You think?
I think they have a chance. The reason why is the Ghanaian side are out to disrupt your flow. They're not ready to play good football, and this is knockout. If you can frustrate your opponent and get them down to the extra time or penalty shootouts, anything can happen at the day. So I think one of my candidates for moving on to the national as well is Ghana, even though I'm not a fan of them, but I just have to say that.
But I'm sure you love jollof.
I like Nigerian jollof.
It might just be Nigerian jollof. Bro, have you tasted Ghanaian jollof before?
I've not tasted, but
So, you know, when people do I like Nigerian jollof and not Ghanaian, you need to taste Ghanaian jollof.
Ghanaians have not tasted Nigerian jollof, and they will tell you they are eating Ghanaian jollof. So for me, even when I taste it, it's not going to change my perspective of that.
I promise you take it to Kumasi if one of these African countries make it to the final.
Definitely, African countries. You've heard from Tolu and me. He has to take me to Kumasi to take Ghanaian jollof. Maybe that's going to change my
you need to be to Kumasi.
No problem.
I'm
always available. My passport is ready.
Great, especially. All right, exciting time. Just like I said, round of 32 African teams are scheduled for that one. We'll be giving you more updates from that. But for me, I'm sure if I'm to pick, definitely I'll be picking Cote d'Ivoire to do battle. They need to do battle against Norway. Just like you said, their new sides. I'm looking forward to that. Netherlands against Morocco. I don't care about stats in football or history. Morocco should be doing this one over the Netherlands. Also, Senegal should wake up from their slumber. I think it's high time Papi Thiaw needs to play key players in this game. Iliman Ndiaye should not be sitting on the bench if you want to win game if you want to win game against Belgium. Belgium is not a good side in this competition after the era of the golden generation that I don't know who gave them that name, but Senegal needs to wake up and do battle against Belgium. Egypt, if the attack is strong enough, they should be doing that against Switzerland. But England, DR Congo, Argentina, I don't know the battle that will happen there, but football everything can happen. Ghana, Colombia, this might just end up in penalty shootout, because just like you said, Ghana are there to frustrate you. They don't want to play good football, they're just going to frustrate you. So maybe if they see a chance earlier to get the goal, they might just take the bus for them and sit back and play all through. We're going to go on a break, and when we are back, we are discussing the games to look forward to today, the round of 32. I still have my expert analyst, Sanudi Alimi, is going to be here to break down all of that right here for you. Stay connected. Dominion Television.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere at book. Call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Welcome back to Dominion Television, your channel of choice. Still very much connected to Dominion Sports. So, I want to ask you, how excited are you about knockout competition? Are you a knockout fan? Do you like all of that? Do you like the knockout competition?
Knockout competition or knockout banger?
No, do you like knockout competitions?
Yes, it's interesting. Knockout football, you have to be at your best, you have to be sharp, keep concentration for all of 90 minutes.
Yeah, I love that. I love that statement. You have to be at your best.
You have to be at your best.
So when you say be at your best in knockout competitions, how do you put it?
You just have to win your games. Make use of your chances. be better than your opponent.
No room for errors.
No room for errors. Defend very well. That's very important. Last 2 seasons, the Champions League was decided in the knockouts. PSG were not the best sides in the group stages of both competitions. They won 2024-25 and 2025-26. They were not the best side, but for them, when it gets to the knockout, they're always on fleek. They get it right, put the ball in the back of the net, overpower your opponent in 90 minutes, and do your thing at the end of the day. So that's exciting. That's knockout football. No room for errors. And like the word knockout, take out your opponent. No chances for error. Move on to the next one, and let's see who lifts it up at the end of the day.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, I'm not going to allow what's playing on my head to ask you, but we're just going to move past that and talk about the FIFA World Cup upcoming matches, the knockout competition. Brazil against Japan, Germany against Paraguay, and we have the Netherlands against Morocco. Let's start off with the first game, Brazil against Japan. Yeah, go ahead.
This is one of the most looked forward to matches of the competition.
Why?
Japan are a very decent side, and like you mentioned, in the first group game of the competition, the coach said they are here to win the competition, and they played fantastic football. They're a very technical side, and they've had it coming over a period of time. And the Brazilian side are not that sharp at the moment. Yes, they won 2 of their group stage games, had trouble against Morocco, and that's where the problem comes now. Against a well-organized side like Morocco, they struggled. The other 2 games were kind of pushovers for them, but they got the victory done at the day. But now they're facing another technical side in the mood of Japan, who are very technical. They move the ball as fast as possible. They have exciting young stars that would run around your defense. And the defense of the Brazilian side right now don't seem like the best. Marquinhos and Militao running things for them doesn't look like that best defense for them. But it's football, they're experienced. They have players that can overturn the deficit for them. Neymar is back in the squad. Vinicius Junior is dazzling this competition. Cunha, 2 starts, 3 goals. That's what you want from a player. They have players that can decide games for you. Bruno Guimaraes is then out of the midfield for them. They have other exciting players that can decide games for them. So for me, for this round of 32 games, this is one of the games to look forward to. How are Brazil going to navigate this? Has Don Carlo gotten it right with his setup now to push the team to the next level that we want to see Brazilian football show? So tonight or this evening is going to be exciting. Brazil against Japan, one match to look forward to, and I expect flurry of goals from both sides.
So I want to ask you quickly before we move on. For you, Brazil are a side that they look exciting. They play exciting football. But you look at the attack, this competition, and also their defense. What area do you think they need to work on? And also for this game, is it going to be boiled down to individual performances or a team effort?
Yes, you need individual performances in the knockout stages. You need a player to take the game by the scruff of the neck. But that alone doesn't win you games. The midfield is one place I think the Brazilian side are suffering at the moment. It's not giving them the chance to control the game as much as they want to control. And for the Japanese side, the middle of the pack is very strong for them. You find exciting players there who would run rings around your midfield and your defense. So for me, the attack for Brazil is very nice. Vinicius Junior has about 5 goals in this competition already. Cunha, like I mentioned, 2 games, 3 goals. That's what you want. And other exciting stars are inside for them. Martinelli is there. They have Ryan. Players that can run ring around your defense as well. But the middle of the pack is very important. Bruno Guimaraes and Lucas Paqueta and Casemiro don't look like they have the legs to run to run the game for 90 minutes and control the pace of the game. So that's where the problem lies for me for Brazil at the moment. And that defense is exposing the frailties in the defense as well. So if they fix that, I think they have an edge over Japan with the wealth of experience they have in the side.
Right, let's move on to Germany, Paraguay. For you, look at the last time out, Germany lost the last group game, and it's been blunders for Manuel Neuer. People expecting better from him. Also, the German defense also lacking stability. It just looks like it's just happening in front for them, or maybe they're just resting on the prowess of champions that they are as a world footballing nation. Have you been excited for the German football? We've not had the name, the German machines that we usually hear from the World Cup.
Apart from the 7-1 victory against Curaçao, the other games they played have been very lackadaisical for me. They needed a late brace from Undav to overpower the Ivorian side. And we'll be saying something different if Simon Adingra utilized the chances he got in the game.
Should Dennis be starting game?
Maybe he should start games, maybe coming off the bench, but it seems he's been of a better influence to the game when he comes off the bench. So I think he will understand the coach bringing him on maybe in the second half or not starting him on the field of play. Havertz is doing a very good shift in the attacking position for the German side at the moment, but they are not the Germany of yesteryears we've seen.
Yeah.
But this is knockout football, like
Knockout
I mentioned.
football, yeah.
Anything can happen. The big names in the game, Jamal Musiala, Kai Havertz, Undav, they can all turn up and to do something to hurt the Paraguayans. But it's exciting football. You mentioned the defense has been a problem for them. Rudiger, Jonathan Tah, Noah, the old heads or the experienced players in the side that you think should help the quality of the team. They've been found wanting several times. And Noah is becoming too much for him. Last time out at the World Cup, it was one of the reasons they got knocked out of the competition. This time around, if not for the performances they had in the first 2 games, the blunder against Ecuador could have cost them a position, or cost them even playing a team stronger than Paraguay in the competition in the round of 32, which they don't want. Most teams will want to avoid tough opponents at the moment. So for them, they need to go back to the drawing board, fix the differences in their defense. Kimmich has not been bad. Other players in the side have put in their weight and done what they should do, but in this moment of lapses that win games and decide games, they need to be sharper. And for them up front, Havertz has done his bit.
Florian
Wirtz has tried. Rio Sane, they are doing fantastic things for them at the moment. So it's exciting, and Undav has been one key player that has decided games for them. The first 2 games of the competition, it was very important for the German side. So I'm looking forward to what's going to happen between them and Paraguay tonight. Everybody expects them to go through the round of 16, but it's football is exciting. The Paraguay can spring a surprise, and we might just have one of the world powers out of the competition in the round of 32.
All right, that's the update. Let's move away from that and let's discuss the Netherlands and Morocco. How excited are you for this game, and what are your expectations both in attack, defense, and also the mindset of both coaches going into a competition like this?
It's going to be exciting, but don't put pressure on yourselves. Just go out, play your football. Both sides were exciting in the group stages. They were unlucky to qualify both seconds in their group respectively to face each other. But right now, the Netherlands look like I mentioned before, and I'll repeat again, they don't lose games in 90 minutes. But that's history about to change, and history is meant to be rewritten. So right now, the Netherlands and the Moroccan side look level on par in terms of football. They churn out at the moment. The Netherlands won 2 of their group stage games, and they were fantastic. Van Dijk is leading the defense very well. In the middle of the park, Gravenberch is doing wonders, controlling the tempo of the game. And up front, they've had Gakpo, they have Somerville,
Malen.
Players that are doing fantastic things for their side. So they are one of the sides that play the best football in the tournament as well. And for Morocco, the best of their games has been against Brazil for me. The way they came out to the game, they channeled their energy the right way, and everybody seemed like they knew what they wanted to do. Achraf Hakimi, even though the last competition they went to go down, they came back. They scored over and over again, and to show you they're resilient, and they are one of the sides to look forward to in this competition. Last time out, we mentioned they got to the semi-finals. This is a chance for them to do one better. Are they going to get past Netherlands, which is a very tough test? We're going to have the question by tomorrow morning.
All right, that's the update. If you're watching us, you can drop your predictions right there in the comment section. What you think would edge out from this game today? Brazil against Japan. We have Germany against Paraguay. And we have the big game to look forward to, Netherlands against Morocco. Drop your predictions right there in the comment section. Let's wrap up the show quickly as we give you an update from the world of basketball, as the 12-man roster for the upcoming World Cup qualifier has been released. The qualifiers will tip off, on a Thursday in Angola, July the 2nd against Tunisia, the 3rd against Guinea, and the 5th of July against Rwanda. Let me just give you, those are the few names, and it looks like we have some few names back to the team. Metro is back to the team. We have Okoye, we have Uche, we have great names. Agada is back, Kenneth Agada. We have a new coach also.
This is the first test for him. And for me, the only problem I have with this roster, this lineup coming out, is other teams have had chances to play preparatory games leading up to these qualifiers. Just bringing up these players 2 or 3 days to the tip-off of the qualifiers. And
that has been the system of the Tigers.
It's not right. We need to change things. We complained about the success that the Tigers are enjoying. They don't just bring themselves together when it's 2 or 3 days of the competition to play the matches they want to play. There's a system that works for them. We need to also incorporate it into the Tiger side. And I hope they're not making the new job for our new coach very tougher than it is. We want the Tigers back to the voice of African football or African basketball, I'm sorry, they are the go-to side.
Yeah.
We know what they do. We know how lucrative they are, and the exciting stars they have in their ranks. And I think we should do better in preparing them for the competitions we want them to win at the end of the day.
All right, that's the update coming through from the world of basketball from the Tigers camp. We'll be giving you more update on the happenings of that qualification. Let's move away from that. Sanuruddin is prepared to give us update from the world of Formula One. Exciting times for the Mercedes. Over to you.
It was round 8 over the weekend, like I mentioned. The Austrian Grand Prix was exciting. Different things happened in the race. Max Verstappen came back from fifth position at the beginning of the race, and he got to the podium at the end of the day. Lewis Hamilton started third on the race, but finished fifth at the end of the day. So it was just exciting. That was the highlight of the competition. And at the end of the day, the Mercedes took the first and second positions and increased their chances of winning the constructor test at the end of the season. But it's still early days. Round 8 still leading the charges, and Kimi Antonelli, the Italian youngster, is still in the charge. He has 171 points at the moment. George Russell, his first pole of the season, and he got the race at the end of the day. He's now moved back to second position with 131 points, and Hamilton with just 15 points off his closest rival. Is still in third position, but they have problems with their cars. The heat didn't help the soft tires they used in the beginning of the race, which was what helped them in the previous round in Monaco. But we look forward to Silverstone this weekend, and it's all exciting. This is where Lewis Hamilton commands the race. He's won it 9 times. Is he going to make it 10 times this time around? We're all past the Australian Grand Prix now. Leclerc still has issues with his teammate, and Max Verstappen looks like he's getting back. This is his best finish. This is in second position. That is what you want from a former world champion, and this is what his teams want from him. And the Red Bull look like they have an uprising in them. So it's just exciting times. 8 races down now. Silverstone next. Let's see what happens in the world of Formula One.
All right, that's the happenings in the world of Formula One, and it's not happening for the McLaren boys. We hope that they get back to shape. We're about to wrap up the show right here on Dominion Television. But the world of tennis in Wimbledon is still very much happening. And Emma Raducanu has pulled off a sad one for her, and it's not exciting because of that injury.
It was so sad to see her release the statement, and quoting her, she said, "I can't believe I'm saying this, but sadly I've had to withdraw from Wimbledon. The niggle I've been managing has developed into a stress fracture, and I've been medically advised to stop pushing through." End of quote. For Raducanu, this has been a recurring problem for her, but she's going to have a chance next season now, but still doesn't take the boss of the Wimbledon Championship, starting right here today. And we have exciting matches to look forward to today. Medvedev is playing today, Lukas is playing today. On the WTA front, there are also exciting matches to look forward to. So it's just exciting, and at the end of the day, we'll have results and players that are out of the competitions. We have early upsets. We have loads of things to talk to. And for me, the traditional white and white is just what brings my attention to Wimbledon. I want to see how stylish these players are. And for me, all eyes on Naomi Osaka again. You have to see what she's going to churn out at the start of our competition later during the week. So it's exciting times right now. I'll have updates for you tomorrow. All
right, definitely. We have more updates for you tomorrow right here on Dominion Television. This is where we bring the show to a close this wonderful Monday morning. But let me urge you to please make sure you get yourself up to work. Tie your laces again. It's not over until it's over. That's the best motivation I can give you this Monday morning. And make sure you keep doing sport, because we have more actions across the world of sport to keep you more safe and sane in your city. I want to say a big thank to the producer for making sure Dominion remains on the global stage, and also the crew for making sure sport remains on a big stage right here on Dominion Television. I am Abe Paul Toluwanimi. We're going to see again tomorrow, where we give you exciting update in the world of sport. Stay connected and keep watching Dominion Television, your channel of choice.